Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on the radio, on podcasts, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search for Talk Law Radio and look for the Lady Justice in the red, white, and blue logo and click subscribe. And those YouTube videos are shorter. You can watch this program in 4 segments while you're walking the dog or while you're doing the dishes. And just let me know if you have any questions about lending, loans, or business today by calling the radio station live right now on Saturday, August 24th by dialing 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. I'm supposed to say it one more time, 210-308-8867. Or you can text Todd at 210-538-4770. If you don't want to talk on the phone and you're just sitting on the couch, you want to text your question about lending, loans, and business, text Todd at 210-538-4770. Okay, tell us about U.S. Capital Lenders.
Well, what we do with U.S. Capital Lenders is commercial financing. So we help businesses get access to the capital they need to either start a business, maybe expand their business, maybe the equipment they need, maybe it's commercial real estate. They want to be an investor and do investment properties, or they want to do fix and flips. So we as brokers have access to hundreds of different lenders. So we're going to find the most appropriate loan to fit whatever situation that it is.
Okay. How are you different from a bank?
Well, we're not a bank because we're brokers, so we have access to a lot of other lenders, a lot of non-institutional lenders. Also, a lot of the lenders we work with, they don't take deposits, because with banks, banks take deposits. That's really where they focus on, because they actually need to have the money coming in before they can lend it out. Mm-hmm. And so with all the regulations that they're under, they have to have so much in deposits before they can lend so much money out. So that's a lot of their restrictions.
It's a lot stricter too.
Yeah. And so with some of the lenders that we work with are non-institutional. They may be investment groups. They're free to lend out their money how they see fit, so to speak. So there's a lot less regulation. And again, they're going to be very careful as to how they lend out their money. But they'll look at the bigger story. They won't just look at numbers and just say, okay, well, your cash flow isn't that good. Your credit isn't that good. You don't have enough time in business. And so that's where banks usually have their problems. But with our lenders, they'll look at the bigger story. This is an opportunity that has a lot of potential. Maybe you have a lot of assets that they could use as collateral, and they're willing to use that to be able to lend the money. Maybe they kind of believe in what you're doing. Maybe it's maybe a disadvantaged business, and so we have lenders that work in that space that can help out. So a lot of different options for our clients.
Yeah, there's some. If you just Google business loan and you're searching the internet, you're going to find lots of different things. What should people beware? Well,
I could tell you, don't answer your phone and take one of those loans from somebody who's soliciting to you. We never do it. And there are a lot of predatory lenders out there that do it. There's a lot of scams out there where they'll ask you to send, $10,000, $14,000, and you can get up to $200,000, and then you never hear from them again. That has... we've crossed that before. Yeah. They've actually used our business name, saying that they represented our company, mm-hmm. and we're like, we don't make outbound calls. We work by referral.
Okay. What are some of the scams?
Well, a lot of them will be because, again, most all business owners are always kind of in need of capital somehow. Mm-hmm. And so they'll call up and they'll say, hey, listen, you've been approved for $25,000. We can get that into your account in the next couple of days. We'll send you the application. You send that back to us, and give us $10,000, and we'll transfer the money over to your account. Yeah, that's kind of common with a lot of a lot of these scams that are taking place. And again, some of these loans that when they're looking at, they're kind of high interest loans. I mean, we've seen loans that are kind of in the 25-30% range for these loans.
And that would be illegal, probably.
No, not really. I mean, they can charge, whatever.
It depends on the state.
Well, yeah, it depends on the state. But I mean, whatever rate that they want to be able to charge, they can certainly charge that. I mean, again, there are a lot more laws from a predatory standpoint that regulates that. But for the most part, 25% is not. I mean, look at your credit cards. I mean,
yeah, right, 18%, 22%.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what's the advantage of going through U.S. capital lenders rather than a bank or credit union?
Well, the banks are limited to what they can lend because it's their money that they're lending. So like I said, we have access to a lot of different lenders. So we're going to be able to shop that around. We'll be able to go out and show this to several different lenders and see who's going to be able to give us the best rate. Maybe it's an origination fee that we can reduce. Maybe it is an interest rate that we can reduce. So any of those things we're going to kind of look at. Whereas a bank, they're pretty set. I mean, they have their interest rates. Here's what we can do, and that's pretty much it. So we have other options for people to be able to look at.
I heard this term from a real estate investor about hard money loans. What does that mean?
Well, the hard money loans are against a specific asset like a house.
Okay.
And so their only determination is how much is that house worth, is how much money you're going to get. And then let's say, it's worth $200,000. They may give you, if that's what the value is, they may give you 70% of that value. And again, those types of loans are generally short term and they're usually higher interest rates.
Oh, okay.
So, because again, a lot of times when people want that, because I mean, on some of those, you can get that money within a day or two, sometimes the same day. So it's fast money. And that's the other thing. If you want your money fast, you're probably going to pay a little bit more for it, and you're probably going to pay a little bit higher interest rate. And that's just because the convenience of getting the money quickly. So the hard money loans are basically just on the asset, and again, they're usually going to be a higher interest rate, and it's usually short term.
Okay, so somebody that's going to flip a house, they want it to be short term anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's better ways of doing it. I mean, we do have fix and flip programs that can loan up to, depending on your experience, anywhere from about 75% to I think 80% of the value of the home, and then they'll also factor in there the renovation costs, and then some of them will even turn that into a long-term loan if you want to turn it into a rental.
Yeah.
So I mean, we listen to what people are going to be doing with that piece of property rather than just saying, here's the loan and we'll see you on the other side when you need to, if you need to refinance it. Money is precious to us and we don't like wasting money ourselves. So we have a principle of doing no harm. And that's one of the things that we've always.
I love that.
Yeah, well, we want to leave it better than we found it. I mean, that's how we ran all of our companies. I mean, even when we'd have a meeting at some place, we'd leave the place cleaner than we found it.
Right.
And people were like, wow, you guys did a good job. So we want to, keep that, do no harm.
Yeah.
I like that. Do the lenders that you're talking about for the fix and flip program and for, say, buying a commercial building, do they have the similar requirements that a bank would, where you have to have inspections and
they're going to have a lot of the same requirements. Sometimes maybe a little bit less restrictive sometimes, but yeah, a lot of the requirements are going to be the same. And again, maybe the cash flow isn't. A bank has a certain level of cash flow that they need to see. Some of our lenders, they can take into consideration. It's a lower cash flow, but they can still lend against that. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's not just for real estate. You can find loans for a business that needs to buy equipment, right?
Yes, exactly.
And leasing.
Leasing?
Yeah, we can do leasing. We have a program that can be done in as little as 4 hours. And we can do leasing up to, just application only, I think $75,000 and lower. And
yeah. So any kind of equipment, whether it's, construction equipment. Maybe it's what they call yellow iron, the big yellow trucks,
Right.
down to just a panel van. If somebody needs to add some trucks to their fleet, we can certainly be able to help out in doing that. Maybe it's a restaurant that needs to get new equipment in. The other equipment's old, and they just need to get new equipment in. We can certainly help them be able to finance that and to get a lease on that.
Home-based cottage businesses, we have a loan program for that. That's specifically
great.
for that group of people because, they start out really small and they need to expand. So we found
you
that
have a lot of people
resource.
that do, may do
Pottery.
or they're doing,
Honeybees.
yeah, and ones that do, I guess, advertising, what is it?
Promotional items.
Promotional items, yes.
Okay.
The equipment they use to be able to do that. We could certainly, if they need to expand or replace something, we can certainly help them out in doing that.
Wow, that's a lot more than what I was thinking of. I was thinking of copiers.
It could do that too. But yeah, you kind of look around this room. There's a lot of tech equipment here that could be financed if it needed be. So, and if somebody needs cash in their business and they have a lot of equipment, we could certainly do what's called a lease back and be able to get the cash out of that equipment that they could be able to use. So that's another kind of solution to be able to help cash flow with a business.
Okay, well, let's talk about some other reasons that business owners would need cash and how they can get it, and then what are their responsibilities to pay it back.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, right. But
It is biblical.
there's different programs where they have to pay. You were talking about somebody that might have to pay daily. That's probably something to watch out for.
Yeah, they're merchant cash advances, and again, they have their place for being able to improve cash flow and help businesses. But a lot of times, businesses start in on those cash advances, and it just kind of starts getting out of control. They're higher interest rates. A lot of times, they're daily, weekly payments. It's based upon kind of your credit card charges that you're doing, and it just kind of gets out of control. And then next thing you know, you're just swimming in debt. And we have programs that we can convert that to a term loan, a monthly payment, improve cash flow, kind of get that monkey off your back, so to speak, on having to make those payments all the time. So there's a lot of businesses out there that are kind of swimming in that and struggling with that, and we can certainly help them out.
Okay, well, if you're a business that's drowning in debt and you have a question about how you can get out, call us right now, live today, Saturday, August 24th at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And maybe we can answer your question
be happy to.
How to get out of debt. We're going to take a break in just a minute or two, and then I'd like to ask you about other ways that you can help businesses improve their bottom line and maybe get out of debt. I was researching these issues on the internet, and the site Reddit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, it's like a question and answer, and I found somebody was asking about these loans. Is it a good idea to do this or that? And the answer was, no, don't get into debt. You'll be worse off than you were before. And that's also somewhat biblical. The debtor is slave to the lender.
Yeah.
But it has its place.
It does.
Help you get started, or it'll help you grow, help you continue to help improve people's lives. I mean, that's why we're here, is to have a good impact on people's lives. Well, we got to take a break, and when we come back, we'll start talking about some of the other businesses that Mike and Laura have and how they might be able to help your business. So stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.